Hello and welcome to the Guildball World Team Championship here in Belgium at the Floriel Hotel. And it is the final round between Team Germany 1 and Team Germany 2. So Alex, which nation do you think are going to take it?
Ivory Coast still.
Ivory Coast, do you reckon?
Still all in on Ivory Coast. I think there's a good chance Germany take it.
Yep, me too.
So we've
100%.
got a mirror match.
About 50-50?
No, it's 100.
It's definitely 100.
That one is one that JJ's weird maths does not support.
Oh,
it's
okay.
100% going to be a German team.
Yeah.
It's a Mason's mirror match.
Mm-hmm. It's mirror matches across the board, isn't it?
Yeah, they've gone for mirror matches. They want the truest test of skill they can possibly get. So they've gone for mirror matches across the board. The one that we've got is Mason's. It's Hammer versus Hammer. The lineups are basically identical.
Literally,
there's one player different, but I'm not 100% certain.
So on Daniel Naus's side, we can see Minx on the bottom side there, with the gold rim on the base. So we have Hammer, Brick, I believe it's Marbles.
Yeah, I'd imagine both took marbles.
Brick, Marbles, Mallet, and we'll find out, I guess.
Yeah.
Can't really tell from up here. If you can, let us know in the comments.
I'm assuming it's the kick.
I would think Tower, but Tower seems to fit the Hammer playstyle.
Yeah.
I can't see the cards, unfortunately.
But you can see those beautifully laid out widgets.
Yeah. Vet Harmony is the final player we're getting told there.
No Flint.
No Flint.
No Flint.
Both going for takeouts. Full Hammer time.
Yeah, I mean, generally speaking, as I understand it, generally the way you go with Hammer is you want to get to 6 without fully committing Hammer, and then Hammer goes in and gets you a 6 VP activation to close the game out.
Yeah.
Interestingly, like something that you would often think when you're looking at the same nation versus the same nation is that the players kind of play each other all the time. No. According to Germany 1,
Yeah, this is
a bit of... How is it you phrased it?
fake Germany.
No, what was...
I think it was Bavarian, is it?
So they basically Germany 1 are calling Germany 2 fake Germans.
Yeah.
So there is still a bit of a rivalry here. They don't play each other regularly. They are familiar that, they're aware that both sides are full of good players.
Yeah.
Apart from Timmy. Timmy's not good, he's just lucky.
Yeah, he's just drunk and lucky. I think he just charms everybody into believing that what he's saying is what he's rolled. So 2 dice, I need a 3. I got it.
I think that's what
I think I got it. 2 plus 1, it was a 3.
How many pips is that? No.
Just counts them all up.
I rolled a 13. What does that get me?
So we're just waiting for the go-ahead from the TO desk for the round to start, and then we shall begin. Now, as both players are German, we have requested that they speak English, so we understand what they're saying. However, they might just not, and that is entirely acceptable for them.
We've said we will
revert
go
to their
on the
native
assumption
tongue.
that as soon as either or start speaking in German, that what they're saying is "I concede."
Yeah,
that was our attempt to try and convince them.
Yeah, Hammer, Marbles, Brick, Flint, and Tower is what I'm being told for Christian's
so
lineup.
Flint is on Christian's.
Yeah.
There goes the handshake. They punched each other immediately after that.
Yep. It's North versus South Germany, effectively, this.
Yeah.
With Daniel Naus representing South Germany and Christian representing North Germany.
Yep.
Who are you backing?
I'm
going to back South Germany. Go for Daniel.
Yeah, I'll go Christian.
Based on nothing.
I'll go for Christian because he's conceded 7 VPs all tournament.
Oh, yeah, this is that one. Yeah.
So I'll go with the safe bet.
So, yeah, Christian, we were chatting to the Germany guys during the break. There was quite a long break after the round 1 and round 2 because the event needs to end basically at the same time, so the award ceremony is one big joint thing. And we were talking to them just outside whilst we had this downtime, and Christian was, we were told he's conceded 7 VPs through over the 4 games.
And he had an agreement with Timmy ahead of the tournament that if he conceded, I believe it was 10 or less, then Timmy had given him a farmer's box.
Yeah.
Daniel has also gone in on that. So if he manages to... If
Daniel can score a goal...
If Daniel manages to score a goal, then no farmer box.
No farmer box for Christian.
They... just sorting out the kickoff.
Right, so guys in chat saying, what happened to Team USA? I thought they were above the curve. Well, the Christian Metz team, they took them out with a 3-0. So, and I believe Strictly the Worst have posted out on Twitter saying congratulations to Team Germany. They outplayed, so congratulations to them.
The semi-final is England 1, USA 1, is it? Not the semi-final, sorry, the third
place playoff.
Yeah.
I can check now on the website. Let's have a look at the leaderboard. Yeah, so
England
I would assume
USA
it would be
2.
Yeah, it's anyone in this bracket they could play, but it is between England 1 and USA 2 from the looks of things due to the strength of schedule.
Yeah.
They're both on 10. Germany 2, strength of schedule is 9, so they've managed to eke their way through there. Had an easier run, you could say, to the final.
Played for.
Yeah.
Yeah, intentionally conceding VPs to try and give themselves. That must be what it is.
Obviously.
If I know Naus as I know Naus, that's probably what it is. He's a scumbag.
Team Forged, the Fun Sponges, they're in 7th place currently. And out of 32. Not too bad.
So we're seeing the 4-inch widget come out there as Marbles moves up alongside Brick. I wonder why he's doing that.
I wonder why he is doing that.
Who knows?
Who knows? Did you come up with a rule for Marbles?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
Good.
It's a myth. That is one of those stories that's been blown out of proportion.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with me.
Yep, they are speaking German, so both teams have just conceded.
So we'll piece together as much as we possibly can as what's going on.
This is going to be this is going to be a really weird commentary.
I mean, I think we both know 1 to 10 in German.
Yeah.
So we at least know when they're saying how much damage.
Yeah, we hope. Look for the hand movements. I need to try and figure out who's who. So Brick on Daniel Naus's side, just past the kickoff, the deployment line.
Just next to Hammer.
Flint there, activating, passing to Hammer. And is unsuccessful. Classic Flint. There he goes.
This goes 1 to the 6.
Or 6 to the 1.
Or 6 to the 1. Yep.
We'll find out. Which way is it going to go? 6 to the 1 by the looks of it.
Yep.
I was right. Get it. So both playing Hammer. I prefer when I'm playing Masons to go with Honor. I like the flexibility she brings to the team. Yourself?
I like both a lot. Honor has easier access to push dodges.
Yeah.
So, Honor.
Well, you say that, but every result has a push dodge for Hammer.
Every result has a push.
And a dodge knockback.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Yeah, but it's not. You don't have the freedom. It has to. So, the thing you can often do with Hammer, where you take the push result to sort of realign the direction you want to be moving.
Yeah.
But Hammer kills everything before you can get it into position to where you want it.
Yeah.
Hammer's... He's one of those really peculiar ones where I found when I've played Hammer, the heroic is generally what I was using...
Well, before the errata.
Before the errata. I haven't actually played him post-errata.
Yeah.
But I found earlier in the turns he was he was in like support mode. And his buffs get thrown out and then you just sit back, you get up to your 6... And then you basically set up for a 6 VP activation with Hammer.
Where you drag someone along to the goal with him.
Yeah, just beat him to death while you're dragging him along. You take... I mean, he can get 6 VPs. I'm not going to say easily.
No.
But...
He's one of the more... He's one of the captains who can do it more reliably.
It's more the fact that he can get his own wind-up from a first activation. Yeah. Like, you don't have to set him up ready to go. As long as there are players around him with influence, you will never have, in terms of movement being too short or not having a damage buff, unless you want to double stack the damage buffs.
For the tool up,
you will almost be able to have a first activation optimal turn with Hammer.
Yep. So a pass back to Flint there and a dodge just out of Hammer. So veteran harmony in these lineups. No AoE's gone, no conditions being put out besides knockdown. Reckon it's just there to be a sort of reserve health for players when hammer comes in.
Quite possibly just be a way of diverting the damage to basically across the board into a position where they don't want it to be. You know, we very often talk over this about you have to sync your damage. You have to focus fire on your damage.
Yeah.
And Harmony's a good tool to prevent that focus fire where you're splitting it across.
Yeah.
They have a player that doesn't have the capacity to move, to hit, to finish off either.
Yeah.
And you're just basically going, okay, they can take that.
Yeah.
Because I know you've got... And you basically get to a point where to get rid of a player, you have to have a player positioned on Vet Harmony to go in and finish her off if she takes the damage.
Yeah.
And a player ready to finish off the one you're initially attacking.
Yeah.
So that you're kind of like, I'm going to get one of them.
Yeah.
Your choice which one. But setting up that positioning is awkward.
It's tough, yeah. Minx here just sprinting very far up the pitch, just moving models willy-nilly. You know, do what you want. You've won the tournament, so just cheat.
It's just Naus, isn't it?
Yeah.
The biggest cheat. Scumbag Naus.
Is that why you're supporting the Northern team? Is that why you're supporting North Germany?
Yeah. It's because he stole my honour badge. That honour pin on his hat, that was mine. But I beat him at SteamCon last year when he was extremely drunk.
Yeah.
And he was feeling very sorry for himself because I essentially beat him because he forgot there was a vengeance token on a player that would have won him the game and he just forgot. So he was drinking more than I thought he should have been to console himself. I was like, will this make you feel better? And he was like, yes. So I just like,
there you go.
There you go.
Guys in chat saying tape measures shouldn't be allowed as they don't measure correctly. I think they're fine for just gauging distances.
Yeah. It entirely depends what you're using them for. We can't turn around and say,
don't use that tape.
You are not allowed to use tape measures at tournaments. Like, it's a personal preference thing.
Yeah.
And ultimately, if you're at a point where you are playing an opponent who's using a tape measure and you think they're not being accurate, that's the point you call over a judge and say, look, there's some discrepancy going on here. But that's down to the players to decide. You can't turn around and go, nope, you have to use widgets.
Yeah. We've got a hammer activation going in on... I can't tell who that is quite yet. Flint's got the ball. Hammer's top. I assume Mallet?
Possibly.
With the push dodge. He takes the knockdown, which I can tell by the knockdown token.
Yep.
With 5 results. So Hammer's playbook's quite sort of interesting because all this momentum's at the start of the book. So and the high-end stuff, it's Mason.
It's like, I'm assuming he'll take the 2 momentous. He has the option of 3 damage with the double push.
Yeah.
I guess it depends what he wants to try and achieve out of this, whether he's looking for a takeout or not. And here, as I was talking about earlier, where you take a push result to align the model as you want it before you take your knockback.
Yeah. Another attack. So we're sorry for the silence there. We're just desperately trying to figure out what's going on, but the
player mics aren't helping us much on this one.
Yeah, so we're just trying to figure out what's happening, as you guys probably will be as well. So, what do you reckon Hammer's objective is here? To go score, or just to get there, get enough momentum, go first, take the ball off Flint if you can? Oh, he can't, can he? He's got the weird tackle knockdown.
Tackle knockdown.
And with close control, you hit him and you knock him down, the ball scatters.
Yep.
You can't tackle the ball off Flint.
Unless you wrap.
Unless you wrap.
I mean...
Yep.
I guess, there's no real way out of that.
Besides the wrap, yeah. It's one of those things that is a very strange interaction on the whole. Yeah. I mean, normally a tackle knockdown is fantastic because you take the ball, you knock the player down, there's no counter-attack coming in.
Hates it.
Yeah.
One result that gets rid of sturdy and close control.
It's like, oh no.
Oh dear. And then obviously you get to choose the order in which they're resolved on the second time round. Yeah, I'll take the ball and then I'll knock you
you
down.
down.
Or if you're looking for the scatter,
Knock you down.
I'll knock you down.
Oh no, the ball's not here
tackle's
anymore.
gone.
Yeah. And that looks like Mallet, so that is 2-0 to Christian. So Hammer doing what Hammer does there.
Just going in.
I wonder if we'll see Hammer run out of steam.
It's a peculiar one where usually you look at a matchup and Hammer will go in like hard at the start, very often get to 6, maybe 8, depending on exactly what route you take.
And then he runs out.
But you're going to see the both the same on both sides.
I wonder how Hammer ended up with the ball there.
Managing it. So in terms of the plays, we've got Minx up on that first ground.
Yeah.
Have we managed to
Hammer's not
identify
got the ball,
player in the middle?
I believe that is this player next to Hammer. So we got Hammer with the 5 influence tokens. The player above that is Flint.
Okay.
Player above that is Brick. Then the opposing Hammer, and then Marbles on the other side up there.
Okay.
Then we see Mallet now returning to the pitch.
Yep.
And on the opposing side, I'm Minx in the fast ground for Daniel.
Yep.
And for Christian, we've got Hammer with the 5 influence next to him. We've got Marbles just behind.
Flint behind Marbles.
Flint behind Marbles. And then we've got in that bubble Mallet, Brick, and Vet Harmony.
Yep.
Vet Harmony hanging out where where Daniel's hammer is to help soak up the damage that he will put out.
Going in on Flint here.
Yep. It is Tower, not Mallet. Yeah. It's one of the very difficult things for Hammer here is that he can't do what he wants to do, which is kill Flint, steal the ball.
I wonder if the plan is legitimately to grab Flint, start pushing him back towards Mason's team, take the tackle knockdown as his last attack,
I hope the scatter's favourable.
The scatter goes into his cluster, because he can move him a big distance, combining pushes with the knockback, just to wheel it around so that the scatter is a more favourable position.
Yeah. Both players here just trying to work out whether Hammer can 6-inch range, whether he can push Flint into range so that he can take the Iron Fists from Marbles. Six hits, nice.
So double push.
I believe that
double push.
It's that Flint, because he has been knocked down and Tower has ended up with the ball, which makes me believe it's not Flint.
Yeah.
Maybe it's Tower.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Apologies for the somewhat disjointed commentary while we try and work out what's what. I'll shout at Daniel afterwards.
Yeah.
You promised us. You promised us you'd communicate in English so we knew what was going on.
So, welcome guys, just joining us. Just so you know what's happened so far, we got Christian and Daniel, Team Germany 1, Team Germany 2, North and South, respectively. Christian managed to take out, we think, Mallet. But we got to the round a little bit later than we intended and missed it. So, well, we didn't miss the takeout, but we missed which model was Mitchell. We missed the draw. So, players there just agreeing on what the pushback ended up being there. So again, more damage for the push. And then shot on goal with the bonus time. We got that one.
Got that one.
Understood that.
And I believe it missed.
It misses.
It missed.
Oh, disastrous. Oh dear.
No successful kick so far.
Nope.
I don't think it's all been miss and scatter.
Yeah. Chat guys, getting people to help us with the German would be no use as it's all coming through headphones to us, and
Yep.
it would just be someone in the background repeating what's going on. I say earlier, we did request that the guys speak in English if they felt comfortable doing so, but obviously you can't ask someone to not speak in their native tongue. It's
not
completely.
It's, at the end of the day, it's the final of the WTC, and even though it's Germany versus Germany, they're still playing for pride. We insisted that we assume that they're playing for who gets to be Germany 1 next year.
Yeah.
I believe I'm right, looking down below us, that there is a round of Team England versus Team England going on.
It certainly looks that way, yeah.
I think it's England 1 and England
3. Yeah, England 2, the naughty middle child down the bottom somewhere. Forget about them. They're not coming again next year.
Because me and you,
we'll take.
So me and Giblin have decided that we're going to play next year, but we won't take a third. We'll just have a bye every round, because you only need to win 2 games to win a round.
Yeah.
Well, that's guaranteed.
Almost.
So it doesn't matter.
Yeah. A missed goal always hurts, but leaving Hammer that far up of the pitch.
And the reason the miss hurts so much is not being able to dodge backwards.
Yeah, that's the big one.
Or knee slider backwards.
Yeah, if he had it, which is always worth doing if you've got it. Even if you might save this for a better time. Just my opinion on the plot cards is as soon as the trigger happens, I might as well just use it because I'll probably forget otherwise, or that situation won't come up again.
Yeah,
it's one of those sort of board game ideas where I need to hold this for the most optimal moment possible.
As soon as you can use it, use it.
Yeah.
Because the time may never come.
Yeah.
And then you'd be looking back on it like, I probably
should have used that.
Yeah. Generally speaking, with plot cards, you very often have, especially when newer players, and they're like, oh, I'm not sure if I picked the right plot cards, and my advice was always, if you use at least 2 of them, you probably pick pretty good. If you use all 3, you pick good plot cards.
Yeah. Yeah, so Stubby Holders in the chat says I should just chat about my morning grooming routine to fill the air.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's not all that interesting. It's just a shower.
Yeah.
Then use some...
Here's a fun fact.
Matt Clay.
I was lying in bed last night. We're in the same room as Giblin.
Yeah.
And I was laying there just watching some random videos on YouTube, trying to sort of chill out after the long day. Giblin nods off almost immediately.
Yeah.
I'm watching a video and there's someone in the video laughing and Giblin's next to me just sort of going in his sleep. And I was like, you awake? And it's just like, So it is as adorable as it sounds.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you reckon Daniel Nouse is now happy? Because Daniel has Tower, he's more than happy just to play this beatdown game for a bit.
I mean, he has someone to beat up without having to risk countercharge now.
This is a game of real sort of area denial, because that sort of central Guildball just is cut out by 2 auras of countercharge.
Yeah.
So missed charge in there, Screeching Banshee, lower defence. Stream gone offline.
Okay, so Daniel then taking his
stream's down. Oh, for the recording, yeah. Sorry, we're rubbish at this.
So Mink's taking the 4-inch dodge away. Just super deep now. behind the behind Christian's deployment line.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those interesting concepts where if a player is that deep, then you have to commit back if you want them.
It's partly that, and it's also just limiting that space once the takeouts come in. You can almost dictate where they go. Minx can put a decent amount of damage out to start or at least slow people down that are coming back on.
Yeah. Yeah, like Minx isn't probably the best killer on the table.
No.
But if you're able to take out one of those like sort of non-tough hide, non-high armor players, which
then they'd be forcing them to come on over
on the other side, because Minx can just go hit them with snare, attack,
and it's preventing entire denial with the ball. Minx is sitting there, being able to sort of head in behind the line when the ball has scattered.
Yeah. And also it's that just threat on goal.
Yeah, just having a spot at the edge of the ball to just pop it out to.
All right. Hopefully the stream will come back on soon. It's like the radio, but without any sound, people are saying. I'm pretty sure that's just a blank screen, isn't it? So back to the game.
Trying to piece together what's happening.
No, stream's not down. We need to wait for our runner to come back. Hear lots of knockback.
Yeah, hear lots of.
So
Hammer's working his way through somewhere.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of sort of German with the Guildball terms thrown in.
The Guildball terms thing. So, for example, the reason we knew that the shot had a bonus time is because there was I'm going to have a shot in German and then bonus time afterwards.
So, I get that. Yeah, sorry about that, everybody. We are back.
We are back.
Somehow, I don't really know, but we stopped the stream, we restarted it.
Pure winging it.
Just winging it. In doing so, though, we are a little sorry you missed out there. Nothing that we know happened, and then we've had somebody run down to get the full team lineups. Do you want to have a read through just for everybody, so I know as well?
Yep. So Christian is running hammer, marbles, brick, tower, flint, and mallet, and Daniel is playing hammer, marbles, brick, minx instead of tower, flint, and mallet.
So the only difference being one's got minx, one has tower.
Yeah, that's the only difference.
Thoughts? I think tower's the better choice, personally.
I
think the
reason I'm not sure is because you look at your sort of influence allocation and the way you're putting it out. Minx is a lot more self-sufficient than tower is. I mean, don't get me wrong, tower gets one and generally tools someone up, but it entirely depends on. I feel like taking tower, you're relatively all in on hammer doing all your heavy lifting.
Yes.
I mean, in the previous term, we saw the rest of the team do literally nothing.
Yeah. I guess Minx makes a good sort of secondary goal threat.
Yeah.
She is just so fast.
Yep. And the ability to reduce defense in a relatively low defense team is always good.
So we see Daniel now hammer here, just wading into brick, pushing him around, making sure he's engaged.
Yep. He's basically trying to open up the usable pitch.
Yeah.
And push his area denial a bit further up.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, the only player that's entirely capable of killing hammer in these lineups is
hammer.
Hammer.
The opposing hammer. So overall, have you had a good weekend?
Yeah, very good. Really well organised. Everything's run really smoothly. It's amazing having an event held in a sort of a room attached to the hotel.
Yeah, the fact that you can, like, after the round, nip up to your room, get a shower, come back down and feel refreshed, or just, as I did yesterday, go up to the room, have a nap, come back down 40 minutes
stroll
later.
along to the beach.
Yeah.
There's a beach like 5 minutes away. And yeah, everyone's been great.
Yeah.
It's
quite
always good to come to these events when obviously we work for the company.
Yeah.
But it's always really nice to come here and just see so many people enjoying the game.
Yeah. With interesting one, I'm quite looking forward for these rounds to be over so that I can actually go out into the sort of the community areas and start playing some games. Because it's something that's not been able to do really. Because we've been working on these and up early, we've had to like sort of rein back.
We finally get to let our hair down.
Yeah, exactly.
This
Yeah.
one. I imagine everyone else will be too. So
yeah,
it works out quite nicely.
See there, marbles getting within 4 of brick.
Yep.
Forever.
Marbles
constantly attached on a 4-inch tether.
Yep. It's interesting that he has marbles that far ahead of brick, though.
Yeah,
I guess brick hasn't gone yet, so brick will probably move up to hold that line.
Mm. We were hearing from Daniel during the break about an interesting tactic that he utilised. Using 2 characters we don't normally see.
Veteran
Harmony and Granite.
The whole passing damage and Granite shifting around, and then basically just using that as a buffer for Hammer to just basically give him 10 more health.
Yeah. Yeah, really interesting one, the way that a model's damaged within X amount of inches from Harmony. She takes the damage. That's within X amount of inches of Granite.
Yep.
And then Granite gets to make her free jog.
Yep.
And then obviously you've got the additional health on Hammer if he's getting beaten up, or anyone with Veteran Harmony. And then Smelling Salts is a little bonus at the end.
Yep.
Like, oh no, Hammer's bleeding and knocked down. I better get rid of that. Save the momentum.
So there was a line checked there on a charge.
It's a real cluster of players in the middle there.
So it was definitely on brick.
Oh, I understood all that. 2 momentous damage with a 1-inch push.
Yep. So was that marbles? Because marbles was obviously just plonked directly in front of brick.
Yeah. Relatively slow game so far. Only the 1 takeout.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's sort of descending into a clump in the middle.
Yeah, which is what we sort of expect with the Mason's mirror.
Yeah. It reaches the point where you're just holding off space, holding off space, holding off space. A counter charge happens, then every counter charge happens off each other.
Well, it's real Mexican standoffs.
Yeah. And then it's just a big
Gunfight.
clump in the middle with the one person that didn't get their counter charge off just off on the side. Like, well, I guess I'll just wander in there.
Yeah. And that ball has still been left in front of Daniel Nelson's goal. He's so happy with it being there because he can just go get it at his leisure.
Yeah, I'm assuming Flint will probably break. He's going to sort of disengage Hammer from Flint.
Well, Brick's just come in now to...
Hammer's not engaging Flint, so Flint can just go and pick
that
up as he pleases.
Yeah.
Or did we decide that wasn't Flint?
That's Tower.
That one's Tower.
I think.
Oh, so it was Flint that was taken out. Because Flint is up here.
Flint's up
that
there.
looks like the alt sculpt.
Yes. Yeah. So Brick there hitting Hammer.
Getting a wrap.
Gets the wrap. He says
I believe he took the knockdown and then obviously the 1 damage due to tough hide doesn't do anything on the wrap.
Yeah. A momentous 2. So I guess Daniel there just wanting to generate some momentum. You know, you're probably not going to take out Hammer with those 2 anytime soon.
I would assume not. But Brick's counter charge is still available because he's not engaged and he is engaging Hammer.
That being said, having Tower tool himself up and then just floored attacks into Hammer, he still has 4, doesn't he? It's been a while since I played my Masons.
So in terms of the tower playbook,
Yeah.
Got a non-momentous 1 and a momentous push, then a momentous tackle, then a momentous double push or momentous 2, a knockdown or 3 damage. And then he does still have floored, so he goes to attack 7. So with 8 dice because Brick's
there, yeah. So if you gave him the stack of 4 at the start of a turn, tooled him up,
then
3 attacks at attack 10.
Expect to do.
You could do quite a bit. I reckon.
Expect to be doing like at least 4 damage an attack.
Yeah. That's including the tough hide negated there.
Yeah, from the tooled up.
So what the players have got here, what they were picking up from the table there are sort of like activated markers.
Yep.
It's what quite a lot of Hammer players need.
Yeah, just because to be able to make sure, because that you will be leaving influence on players that have gone.
Like.
So if...
Oh, sorry, so Daniel Naus doesn't have tower.
Daniel Naus doesn't have tower, he has Minx.
So he has Minx, so that would be Mallet that was stood in front of... We'll get it right.
We'll get it
at
right
the end of the
eventually.
Game. At the end of the game. Thank you, Dirial the Guildie, for your point out there. Not a great deal to sort of really commentate on this, but it's that whole chipping away of the game.
Sort of waiting for something that isn't just putting out a bit of damage here and there. So Daniel won the initiative roll, by the looks of it.
Yep.
Fully loaded hammer. 1 on marbles, which I'm guessing will be taken off marbles.
For the Iron Fists.
By hammer. Looks like 2 going out onto mallet.
Singled out.
Singled out, knockdown, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if... I don't think Brick's going to hang around there. I think...
Brick wants to get into the...
Tower is more of a... Sorry, not tower. Mallet is more of a preventative measure at this point.
Yeah.
The fact that that ball's still there is...
Something has to be done about that ball, because if not, Hammer will just go score it. After probably killing Mallet.
Yeah.
The Who Cares Who Wins podcast want to know what is the weather in Belgium if we need to filibuster.
Oh, the weather's been amazing.
It's beautiful.
That's kind of it. That's all we need to say. It's been incredible. Me and Jamie legitimately we just went for a stroll along the beach over lunch, and it was incredible.
Yeah. A little bit windy, but very, very warm when you're in the sun.
It's super nice. That seems to be the way it goes whenever we come away and do any commentary when we're stuck in a nice hot room.
Yeah.
It's
always warm.
It's just always super nice weather outside.
Right, we've got Mallet going here. Walking round. Take some momentous knockdown. Next attack. This time looking for 2s. Momentous single out. So yeah, just setting up, making sure that Tower has to activate. Hammer has to activate. Always going to get some...
It's been a long weekend.
A very long weekend. Have we had any fries and beer yet from Belgium?
Fries, yes. Beer, no. For me.
Yeah, I had 1 beer on day 1, but other than that, it's been a working weekend, so no beer. But as soon as this game's over, we can get started.
There will be some beer.
Yeah. And yes, we've had the fries.
Look at me and Jamie taking our jobs very seriously.
I know, right?
In every aspect other than when we're actually doing it.
Yeah. Outside of the streams, very professional. Well, as soon as we're on the streams, it all seems to just melt away.
Yep. Like we have a reputation to uphold.
High-level commentary. No, high-level play, low-level commentary.
Even got the tagline wrong.
That's how good it...
So just seeing the measuring out from here to see if Hammer can do anything.
Anything of worth. I mean, having these 2-inch melee players hold him at range, both with easy access to knockdown, means that Hammer just stuck in the middle, like
until some momentum is generated. Once that's done, but there's obviously a spot in the middle. Maybe Brick goes backwards and hoofs it over towards Flint.
Yeah, I mean, you say until you generate some momentum, but with those two players as they are,
generate momentum with another player.
Yes, yeah, but you stand Hammer up, and then he can't walk towards either of them.
Got you.
Because he immediately, most likely, because he's singled out, just gets knocked down, and can't go anywhere.
Kind of entirely pincered.
Yeah, this turn he doesn't do anything because he removes his condition.
And the singled out just means when you take a part in blown, I'm going to knock you down.
Yeah. So good play by Daniel there to spend 2 influence and maybe waste 1 on Brick to keep him in place. I say waste. You punch him, you get momentum from it.
Yeah. Yeah, Brick here kind of just doesn't want to move anywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a weird one where Brick could just go pick up the ball,
go back to where he is, but no Hammer.
He's got the movement for it.
Well, he's got his sprint, so I think he'd be
at least get back to engaging.
Get back to within 2 inches. Yeah.
But it's the fact that they are either side. It spreads that line of parting blows so far.
Mm-hmm.
And Daniel doing something that I often find I do with Mallet. Yeah. I'm aware he has the 3-inch melee, but I so rarely actually use it unless I'm looking for a takeout on a 2-inch melee player and I don't want them to be able to reply.
Yeah.
Because it's just so being able to, it's the 3 for the activation, and then once it's down to 2,
he's out of range.
It's like, I'm not engaging you.
Yeah. It's why the and
Black's, now
bricks
Brick charging. I think that's marbles.
They're going in.
Okay, so it's Brick charging Flint in the middle of the pitch, but maintaining the
2-inch
melee on Hammer to keep him locked in place.
Great roll as well. 6 hits. Has managed to wrap that.
And he takes the concussion.
Clever. Concussion, 1 damage, and push back.
You're not having the ball, and Hammer isn't going any faster. Such an interesting game to watch when you consider that it's 2-0.
Yeah. I was saying, where do you think the VPs are going to come from? Because Daniel seems quite content with the ball as it is.
I legitimately have no idea. Because obviously it's hard to gauge. We're only just kind of working out who's who and who's standing where.
Yeah.
And you're at a point where it's like, okay, now I know where everyone is. I can try to piece together what the intent is, but it's just so much jostling for position and trying to maintain table control. Down on Daniel's side of the pitch, he has so much control over Hammer.
Yeah.
Up in Christian's half, it would appear that Daniel's going to try to start rattling through that cluster of models with his Hammer, trying to keep people locked in place. He's aware that the damage output at the top end there. I believe the player sort of off to what would be Christian's left towards the top of the screen.
Yep.
I think that is Tower.
That's the returning Flint.
That's Flint. I think this is Tower.
The one at the top of the Guildball. Yeah.
The one, yes, just at the top of like the centre circle. Then you've got Brick in there somewhere.
You got Brick, Marbles, and Veteran Harmony, isn't it? No, there is no Veteran Harmony.
Mallet,
that's the one. So the other choices for this matchup that could have been on this table were Engineers versus Engineers.
Yep.
And
or
Fishermen
Fish versus Fish.
Starting to wish we'd had a Fish versus Fish. Needs to be over quick.
Pretty easy to work out what's going on in that one.
I've had where both Fish players ended up playing Corsair, so full grind.
Full grind.
Every game.
So So there's literally no even the bits
Between
of broken English we can make out within the German like conversation. There's just no talking going. This is pure think tank time for Daniel.
Yep.
He's not like muttering under his breath or anything.
No.
Just the table is entirely silent.
Yeah.
He's decided he's going to go with hammer.
Go with hammer. Clear the conditions. Spend one for, I assume, iron fists off of marbles.
And he says he's going to take parting blow.
Yeah.
Or asking if he's going to take a parting blow.
Yeah. And for the engineer lineup on the German
advice with identical lineups.
Yeah.
Wonder if they both include compound, because they should.
Yeah.
Compound is love, compound is life.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you there.
So I believe this is going in on tower.
Yeah. We'll find out in a sec. 3 hits. Take the momentous knockdown.
Takes the knockback.
Knockback's so good for escaping these.
It's just amazing.
Yeah.
Free push dodge on everything. What more could you want?
This time, continuing on tower and just pushing his way out of trouble. 4 hits. 2 momentous damage and a 1-inch push. And then takes the knockback to ensure he still remains engaged. And the push there just angling himself away from the melee. And so exact same again, 2 momentous damage, which is up to 3 with the iron fists.
So I believe this is actually on mallet, looking at the artwork on the card. That's what I'm going off now. The card that's being marked looks more like the mallet artwork than the tower artwork, so I'm going to go with that this is mallet.
Ah. Five hits. Oh, look, there's a story in Twitch chat about me winning with compound. Ugh.
That would be Alex Shaver.
Yeah.
Came to help us out at Gen Con
and
managed to get his arm smashed by a bus.
Oh, dear. The game in question, he says, I watched Giblin once win a game by casually walking compound up the pitch and scoring with him against Seasoned Brisket. It was truly magical.
Yep.
There was also the game where Flask took out Coin and Seasoned Brisket in an activation. Could have had Vet Cat do it, but it wasn't stylish enough.
No,
had to be the mascot.
Full style points. Full style points. Yeah, that was an interesting morning. So, in the place we were staying, I was lying there, and someone wanders in. And he goes, "Oh, what's gone on there?" And I sort of sleepily sit up, and I was like, "Oh, it's just Alex. He's asleep." And then I go back to sleep. I wake up, and someone else comes in. "Oh, what's gone on there?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's just Alex." He's like, "Oh my, why has he got a cast on his arm?"
It's nice to know you're attentive.
I then went back to sleep.
What a weird dream.
Probably, yeah. Oh, it was all real. And then it got even more weird when I had it explained to me how it happened.
Yeah, that was pretty grim. I hope you're okay, man. I really want to see what Christian does with Hammer, if anything. Just take a pine blow and hope.
I mean, that's kind of where you are, right? Mm-hmm. I'm going to have to... Until I have the ball, I can't get you out of there. But you're my only hope of getting the ball at the moment.
Yeah. And then even then the pass to him, and now engaged by 2.
Minx going in the back.
Yep.
Is that Minx? Or is that Marbles?
That's Minx. On the goal base, remember, we saw Minx.
Right deep in the deployment.
Yeah. Glad to hear you recovering well. So it takes the Screeching Banshee.
Knocks down two death off.
Grim. Screeching Banshee and snared. And I believe she got also a dodge with the wrap.
Yeah.
Plenty of momentum.
It's one thing that Minx does do really well when she slots into a Mason's team is just that continues that flow of momentum that they get so easily.
Yeah. And she's rolling so many dice because of the knockdown, the snare, the screeching bunch, all these defense debuffs on
takes the dodge,
Brick.
and I think we're now going to see the dodge from those results go in to then tag a bit of snared on someone else.
Yeah.
So staying outside of the melee.
And finally, one more attack. Looking for, assuming 3s and 2. 5 hits.
Takes the damage. Remember the momentous dodge.
Yeah.
And then is going to dip back with Back to the Shadows.
Yeah. Wonder where she ends up.
Reset for the next one.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie, the reason I legitimately thought that it was Daniel that had Tower and Christian that had Minx is because of where Minx was.
Fair.
She deployed there, right?
No, she just hit that bit of fast ground that seems to have been eking forwards every round. I mean, it should be fully within 6 inches of the board edge. I'm not sure whether it's entirely nowadays.
Yeah. No, I don't know off the top of my head either. Yeah. Something interesting is you so often in games that have Minx in, with the team she's within, she's very often seen as the easy target. This is what happens when she's entirely ignored.
Yeah. But even then, I've had games where I go after her because I think, oh, she's squishy, but she's still a Def 4 Armour 1 model with 12.
So she's got less boxes than the usual 4-1. Usually about 14 off the top of my head. But the reason she's so squishy is she's not great at getting out.
Yes. Yeah. Besides the end of turn sort of thing.
Yeah.
Or end of activation.
Like, she is attack 5 model, and in terms of her playbook, she doesn't hit double dodges until 4 successes.
Yeah.
So as long as you're in base to base, she can't get away particularly easily, which is why, generally speaking, she's easier to get rid of than other models.
Yeah. They're just trying to figure out where the attack's coming from. I believe it's Brick making attacks on Hammer here. Well, in all the dice.
Counter attack.
No. Oh, and that is a model taken out. So 2-2. Sorry. They said some English.
That was
they said
so.
Christian
we
said,
definitely got that Christian telling Daniel that he hates him. I am entirely agreement with the man I'm backing.
Yeah,
I agree with Christian.
I think he was talking to us. That's the only
Why
reason you talk English.
German.
Yeah.
And I agree with Christian. I also hate Daniel.
Yeah.
In like the nicest possible way.
In that kind of, I hate you, but I really love you.
Yeah.
But I'll never tell you to your face.
He's one of the most fun person to rib.
Yeah.
Because he certainly gives as good as he gets.
Oh yeah.
It's hilarious, and he often gets a lot more physical than you'd like. So where we were lining up to get food last night, he gave me a very, very good slap on the arm. It's not the first time he's done that.
No. Yeah, so it finally happened. 2-2. Masons.
Just to clarify, like when we were discussing with them outside, and they were saying they were going to do the mirror matches. They were like, they were like, we haven't really looked at the tables to look at advantages, but assuming there aren't really any, do you have a preference on which one you stream? And as we've said in start most of the games, we don't want to interfere with it. But when they asked us, we were like, what are our options? And they're like, we're doing all mirror matches. It's either mirror fish, mirror engineers, mirror masons. It was like, we haven't seen masons today.
Yeah.
We'll take masons. Mistakes were made.
Yep. Somehow I think the engineer one might have been better. At least his goal scored really quickly with them. Although they've both got compound each, perhaps not.
I'd be curious as if they both went super fun double goalie.
Both just going to lock down any shots.
That's a lot of ones. So that's a non-momentous push.
Desperately trying to push Brick to within an inch of Mallet. Why have they got all? Why are all their names tools? It's so confusing.
It is confusing.
So annoying. Pushing Brick into Hammer so that Hammer can then use Brick to escape.
I'm not sure that was pushing Brick into Hammer.
Wasn't it?
That looks like way further than an inch than me. To me.
Yeah.
Unless the intent is to now do that.
Yeah. Takes 2 momentous damage, which goes down to 1. Just throw the models anywhere.
Yep. And in he goes. So Hammer is free.
Hammer can now escape. I was really hoping when they were saying double Masons that we'd have Honor in one of the lists and Hammer in the other, and we could sort of do season 2, see which one,
Yeah.
see who comes out on top.
Who would you back in that?
Honor.
Honor.
And I think there's more
It
flexibility.
doesn't matter who was playing them. You're in on Honor.
I'd go for Honor.
Because my vote would be whichever one Christian was playing.
Okay.
Just to repeat to those guys that weren't here earlier, the reason I am so
Pro-Christian.
clearly backing Christian is because he has conceded 7 VPs all tournament.
Yeah.
7! He's only 1 VP away from not getting his farmer's box, though.
He is.
So they had a little in-bet where if he managed to score below 10 VPs, concede less than 10 VPs, he was going to get, I believe Timmy was going to get him a farmer's box.
So we're going downstairs. I'll run us off downstairs to try and see if we can bring the clock back into view so we can see what's on the times. And we've also asked him to say, "Hi guys, if you wouldn't mind so
doing the rest
much."
of the game in English so we can piece together what on earth is going on.
Yeah. So we got Hammer here. Assuming it's his activation, just going to be doing the pushes, escape away. Not yet moved, so available to potentially just go pick that ball up with the push dodges. All we need to see is a knockdown, and he's free to go.
Yep. And probably score.
And you would expect. Big roll. Again, just pushing away, escaping. The maneuverability of Hammer is never to be understated.
It's crazy with the 1 inch push on the 1.
Yeah,
and then the combination of that 1 inch push on the 1 with the knockback.
It's the knockback that is so good there.
But it's I remember when I was first trying Hammer out, and I saw the kind of the knockback thing, and I really like knockback on brick.
Yeah,
like just for that ability to go in and then free himself up for a counter charge. I always found it super interesting when I realised, oh, well, I thought the limitation of this was the directional limitation. Yeah. But when it triggers on pushes also, so I can push you in the direction I want you and then keep taking you there.
Yeah. Remember in Tower's previous form when he could trigger it on shutout because it was character plays as well.
Right.
It was like one of the only ranged character plays in the Masons. You shut out on somebody and he would push and he would use knockback.
Forgot Tower had knockback.
Yeah, Tower. Whether he still does, I'm not sure, but yeah, having 3 knockback models in the guild was pretty tasty.
Yep.
No one would end up where they wanted to be. And it looks like we have got Hammer on the ball.
Finally.
Players said they're not going to speak English for us.
That's fine.
That's acceptable.
So did
and
Hammer
I believe Hammer just scored the goal.
So
which we missed whilst we were looking through cards there.
Will be 6-2 to Christian.
Yep. And the ball kicked back out. Four in the 4, I think, was. Oh, look at me understanding German numbers.
Nailing it. Getting them quick as well.
Yeah. But just out of range to snap. Yeah, to you guys who were saying that you don't put Hammer out, you definitely do need to. He has such versatility on whether he wants to go on a goal run or just kill somebody en route to the goal run. Yep. You can do as Christian's done here and sort of super soloing forwards and trust that he'll get the goal.
They kind of both ended up doing it. Christian just definitely sort of started the trend of like, well, I'm sending mine, so do you want to send yours?
Yeah.
My one that can kill your one is all the way over there now.
Yeah, so your one can... It's one of those sort of interesting things where, because Christian's now got the goal, Daniel will probably get the goal.
I mean, in terms of looking at the positioning, now I think I've got some sort of a handle on whose players belongs to who and which is which. You're at a point where I would say Daniel's hammer feels slightly better positioned to me because I think he's within distance to take the buffs. At the moment, Christian's is so far down the pitch currently that when he activates, unless the player just next to Brick, whichever player, I think it's Tower, but I'm not sure. Assuming that player is within 4, then what I'm saying is incorrect. Is it 6?
Yeah.
It is 6.
Hashtag easy mode.
So it should be within 6 there.
Yeah. So just mapping out the path there. Christian there, I think he's making a pass to Hammer.
I think he might.
Bonus timed.
And he goes for the snapshot.
And he goes for the snapshot. And he's bonus time.
So need
3 dice.
I think he missed. He definitely missed.
He missed that one. Whew. Good play from Christian there to try and capitalise on.
Yep. However, that does leave the ball entirely in the control of Christian again. Like it's just got the ball back in the area he wants it. I believe the player next to Brick is actually Flint. So Hammer turns round, rails on Brick, perhaps?
Knocks him down. I mean, Flint just escapes with where they go.
No. I mean, so you assume he's on 10. Flint goes and scores.
Oh.
Who does Hammer go for?
Yes,
so you've got the player down sort of just past the original deployment line.
Yeah, Mallet.
Probably just turns around. So I think the correct play for me with where that ball is, I believe, is Flint knocked down? Daniel's Flint? It looks like a knockdown token next to him, or is that a I've activated?
Activated token, I'm not entirely sure.
I think for me, you send Flint in to go and pick that ball up.
Yeah.
And then Hammer turns round and
finishes someone
Mallet
off,
would be where I'd assume. And assuming it ended on that scoreline, that would be Christian finishing the tournament
with 2 farmer boxes.
With 9
VPs conceded.
9 VPs conceded in the entire tournament.
Yeah.
That snapshot would have been glorious.
Yeah. Do you ever feel a game is running away from you?
Me?
No. No.
Excellence in execution, me.
Yeah, sure.
It's the point where like you don't get the rub of the green, right? If that scatter goes anywhere outside of that area, I mean, I think Daniel was a bit overzealous. I think you kick that ball into an area where you have players
complete control. Like you kick it over towards Mallet's side where you have players they don't.
You at least have to send a player over there, but there isn't a player that hasn't activated in that area.
Yeah.
The mistake was kicking it over in an area where there was a player that
ready and waiting.
Yeah.
Team England there seem to be still be going along with each other. No games have ended there. Steve Eason's might have just ended. Steam Forged.
The initiative does go to Christian, and he allocates 5 onto Hammer. So that token is still on the board. So I do think that.
Oh, on table 2 is England 3, strong and stable, versus Sweden 2, Surströmming. I've probably butchered that.
You
but
probably
sounded pretty good to a non-Swedish
To a
speaker.
Giblin.
To a Giblin. An SFG Sponge on table 3 against USA 2. USA 1 are against Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast sweeping in for the third place.
Come on,
jump.
Ivory Coast. You can do it. So influence going out. Okay, so Daniel did win initiative.
And Mallet there going in for the charge. The bricks and the marbles are all engaged, or can't do it. Nine dice. No, yeah.
I believe there was no reaction.
3 hits. Momentous
knockdown.
Yep.
That was on Flint. Okay, so the Momentous singled out on Hammer.
Nice.
They're basically setting up a similar situation that we saw last time.
Yeah.
But this time, essentially, the lack of reaction kind of neuters it a bit. Flint can still do exactly what I suspect you'd be doing here, which would be nip round, scoop the ball, bang it in.
Flint's got the momentous push dodge on 2 hits, doesn't he?
I believe so.
But against Masons, it's not so great because he's tack 4 and they're def 2 arm, def 3 arm 2, so unlikely to hit it. I was just thinking, would you whether go to the other side of brick, hit him, push dodge your way to a victory out?
I wouldn't have thought so.
But no,
I think you
not
just
with
go
the
the most direct line you can take.
Get the ball, pass
the
it.
issue being that you can't do that is because you only have 1 momentum.
Yeah.
And he may be engaging brick to start with, I'm not sure. But the problem you'll get there is if a counter attack comes in and you don't get what you're looking for.
Clocks, both players, super efficient. Christian's on 13 minutes 46. Daniel Naus, during his turn, is on 13 minutes 30. So pretty
even.
much evenly matched.
So Daniel's going to be down a bit.
But he's activating first this turn, so he's spent time on his clock already.
Yep.
Interesting that Christian's missed 2 shots on goal now as well.
Yep.
Five dice, +4 for the charge, +2 for singled out, and +1 from Mallet. So many dice.
It's funny how much zigzagging is going.
Yeah.
So much like, I've gone forward. Oh, now I need to go backwards again because now he's a problem again.
Yeah. This is Minx, Screeching Banshee. Oh, poor Hammer. He's taken so much defense debuff. Knocked down, Screeching Banshee snared.
But I'm not sure any of that in that pack can kill him, even with all of that. Unless Hammer sort of punishing marches off someone and spins around. But it looks too far to me. So the clock changed over for a counter attack, which I don't think anything came from it.
Nope. One away. I think Daniel's just looking to
hook the ball and get it out of there.
I think Daniel's just looking for 1 more VP so he doesn't have to give away a farmer's box.
You reckon?
Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
All he's doing.
So he hooks the ball with the dodges and then kicks it into space.
And just bounces away. Chooses the reroll. The kick was successful.
And it just hits the obstacle there.
Yep. And snaps 2.
Takes the back to the shadows dodge. And obviously get away from Hammer so you don't give the...
Give the kill and get someone to wait. You say don't give. It's hard, but he has to. Now Hammer has to go back in on Mallet, which is not terrible for him.
I mean, interestingly, I'm still pretty sure Flint could get over to that ball and score. If he has the
He
momentum.
can do what he wants.
Does he do what he wants?
He does what he wants. It's Flint.
I think that ball positioning might be better for him.
Yeah, it seems like a more direct route to the ball.
Yeah.
So,
I don't think he had any momentum. I think he said sack, sacrifice movement. But I could be wrong.
Yep.
But he does hit brick, and he takes the momentous push dodge.
And he rolled so many dice there due to the, I believe, just negative modifiers on the defense.
He is just starting the push dodges, just shoving brick back in.
And again.
And that's brick in position, ready for Hammer to be able to go for a wander.
Drag him along by his ear, as you like to say.
Yep, that is my favourite. You grab a big guy by the ear. Come on, we're off to score. And then the last push dodge, I'm done with you now.
Yeah, go away, please. And then mallet just for good measure as well.
Just get them both in there.
And then leaving one on Flint for the Iron Fists.
Yep.
Or shot on goal, but the kick boosty one. What's that called?
Selfish legs.
No,
ball
it's
hog.
not. It's not.
Sorry, selfish feet.
Selfish feet.
Ball hog.
Oh, such great names. I like the original name for his heroic. We can't say it on camera.
We can't say it on camera, which is why it wasn't the name.
Yeah.
So this is like a weird final. It's because
the nation's
of
won.
the nature of it. It's a bit more chilled, but I know Daniel well enough to know that he can't turn competitive off. So I don't know how much of it is because of the German tone and how much of it is because Daniel's Daniel, that it still sounds like they're shouting at each other.
Yeah, I think that's just German speech, isn't it? Everything sounds aggressive, regardless what the topic is.
When we were at Spiel last year talking to Daniel and saying, like, can you speak softly? And he was like, no.
No. No.
Yeah, he tried it, and I was like, you sound like you're doing a weird Kermit impression.
It sounds like the Martian from Bugs Bunny.
Marvin the Martian.
Oh no. Can't wait for the Hammer reprint with his new character play, Kick Boosty.
Kick Boosty, yeah.
It's a better name for it, just saying. The Kick Boosty one.
I mean, that's kind of what they're known as, right?
Yeah.
It's
The
like
punchy one, the kick boosty one, the sprinty one, the faster one.
I think the fast one is probably what that one's called, but the others is like the kick boosty or the damage one.
The kill you one.
Like Friends episodes. The one that damages you.
Yes.
The one where I score. The one where I'm quick.
And then there's obviously the one where I kill you and score.
Yeah. The one where I win.
It's a double episode.
The one where I win. It's a two-parter.
Daniel, they're not happy with the results.
I would assume those of you that can lip read will know what that was. He goes in base to base. So there is a big old cluster around Hammer now.
Yeah.
With his massive debuffs and his reduction in dice.
Mm-hmm. Still have faith that Christian will get that hammer out of there.
You reckon?
Yeah.
It's super easy and
yeah,
just one
it's
success.
really easy. Just one success to push that away. Sorry,
he said something about Stoic, so I think he forgot about Stoic in there at some point. And there was definitely a one die snapshot just said in there somewhere.
Yeah.
I'd do it.
Take it.
I'd go for that. I like those odds. 50-50. Goes or it doesn't.
Yep. So I believe this is the hammer activation.
This is the hammer activation. The big boy. No,
Oh, it's not. It wasn't. It wasn't. Really wanted it to be, though.
Is it like a bonus time goad?
Maybe. Parting blow. Takes the knockdown.
So it was.
Yeah, it was. We just heard the goad token.
I know how this game
Got
works.
put down there. A great use of marbles. Go and shut down hammer.
Yep.
Walks away, doesn't really care about the parting blow, he just wants to be out of melee.
Yep.
So Hammer's
We've seen
movement
a
is
lot of-
spent.
It's funny watching this. If anything, it's a clinic in how to stop Hammer.
Yeah.
It's two players showing you how you stop him.
Both know how to use him
Just
very well,
leave
both
him-
know what the worst things to
Leave
happen to him are.
disengaged from things. Engage him, knock him down,
Yeah.
goad him out the way. It's so funny that how easily Hammer can get back to exactly where he wants, even when goaded, though.
Yeah.
So he just walks a little bit towards.
Like, oh, come on,
Okay,
monkey.
I'll spend 2 pushes to knock you around there, and then
Yeah.
we're going this way.
And yeah, we're seeing here, Hammer's just going to start pushing the monkey round.
Yeah.
Player doesn't ever want to take the damage on the monkey because you don't want the creature to trigger and give the hammer in the scrum the extra dice.
Yeah. And I think we can all agree that Hammer is in fact such a Joey.
You reckon?
No.
No.
He's like a Ross. Thinks he's all that.
But he
But
is.
he's kind of not.
He is, though. No, I think in the comments it said Monica. I think that's right.
Yeah, super competitive, bit crazy,
Yeah.
must be right.
Yes.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
no, that's fair. That's 100% accurate. Brick's such a Phoebe.
Based on what?
Most things.
What, that he's blonde.
That it got a laugh
very
out
spiritual.
Of, that it got a laugh out of you.
Okay.
Essentially, that's where
Sure.
I was going with. But we'll go with blonde. That's better than what I had.
He's not blonde, though.
Yeah, he is. Depends how you paint him, mate.
Yeah. Very true. Very true. He doesn't have an evil twin.
So this is Marbles being dead, I believe.
Oh. So
So I think Daniel's on 3 now.
he's got his VP.
He got his VP needed, so no farmer's box for poor Christian.
Yeah. Christian has conceded 10 VPs this
Across the
tournament.
entire tournament.
What a scrum.
What a poor series of games he's had. To clarify, that means across 5 games he still hasn't conceded enough VPs to lose a game.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this game is really not over. Like it's,
For either one, for either player.
No.
Like,
No. Again, now that there's a big cluster,
as soon as Christian's arm out of the way, we'll give you an update on time. We've got 5 minutes on Daniel's clock and just gone under 10 minutes on Christian. So I think Christian will have this on clock, if anything else.
yeah, probably.
I mean, the ball... I don't know, actually. You can easily get the ball up to...
So I think Hammer's making his move out of that pack now.
Yep, and it, unsurprisingly, is happening. So just taking the pushes and knockbacks, escaping.
Table is also becoming a bit of a mess, which is making it even harder to track what's
Yeah.
going on.
Dice, widgets everywhere. Inefficient to put them back. At the very beginning, everything nice, neat in order,
Yeah.
laid out. Now, you put it where you need it.
Yep.
So what we just said there is that the model he was hitting was knocked down. He's disengaged. He's not yet moved. It's all been his knockback movement. So he just walked back, picked the ball up, and going to try and take a shot with bonus time. Third shot. Will he miss it? Call it now.
No.
You're saying no?
Because he's Christian.
Based on evidence
He had to miss the first two to make a game of it, because Daniel's a scrub.
And... It's good. It's good.
Called it. So that's 10-3. To clarify, the amount of, like, the lack of celebration of that going in, there was no from Daniel and there was no yes from Christian. It was very like,
yes.
It was just like, did that go in? What's going on?
This is to be expected, yes. If you had to rank the teams in terms of power, if equal players playing them, what would our ranking be?
Giblin and Alex number 1.
Yep.
No one else matters.
Yeah.
There you go. There's your full rankings.
I think they meant the guilds, but
Giblin and Alex number 1.
Giblin guild.
The rest of them. No.
Yeah.
I don't like giving it that serious answer. I'm not sure. I think a lot of guilds. There's a perception of what guilds are strong and which guilds are. And even when you add the assuming equal skill of players, equal skill of players is like a sliding scale. Some guilds are easier to play than others.
Yeah,
and you kind of reach a cap of skill where it's all on your correct decision making, which I don't necessarily. It is part of your skill with the team, but the decision making at the crucial points is the super important thing. Like. Christian being aware that he can use Flint's push dodge to get Hammer out of that bind.
Yeah.
Mason seems super good. Interestingly, you hear a lot about hunters at the moment.
The thing that you say when of equal players, the teams that have the most flexibility in an equal player ranking are air quotes
options
the better
win games.
Yeah. So
options win games.
If you can take the Masons and you take like Flint, Honor, Harmony, and you take the sort of the scory / BT lineup.
You've got momentous damage all over the lower end of your playbooks. You have plenty of access to knockdowns. You've got plenty of access to in-guild melee. You've got 2 solid legendaries.
Yeah.
It all kind of comes together. And you have a mixed game plan that can go. If your opponent plays kill ball, you can play kill man.
Yeah.
If they don't, you can just run
Play
around
football.
and score it. It's so flexible. They're decent at holding the ball. They've got decent defensive tech.
Similarly, as soon as you then put them up against a team that likes to make range plays, like the Engineers, it becomes a very difficult thing to rank the guilds in. This guild is the best. Guild.
You hear a lot about Hunters being super strong, and then in the final, it's Engineers, Fish, and Masons on both sides.
Yeah. All of which have got very flexible rosters.
We saw Brewers in the semi-final. I can't run through all of the team likes, but I'm relatively certain almost every guild will have representation within probably the top 5 to top 10 of across the teams. As long as you're well practiced and well versed and confident with what you're doing, you can win games.
Yeah. What's that for my Alchemist lineup? I knew what I was doing. It became so cut and dry with.
That's kind of the point that I hit where I'm like, I need to try a new team. I'm at the point where it's like, for almost every sort of set situation, like deployment's the one that you always have complete control over.
Yeah.
And I was almost at a point where deployment is like second nature. So I need to change this up because every game's starting to feel the same.
Yeah.
And it's at that point that really separates good players from the amazing players is the ones that persevere through that. Yeah. I keep doing the same thing over again, who really hone in that same thing over and over again.
Was that my smoke turn 1 is always the same. It's just I'll just put these pie plates out.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if it hits anyone. It's a bonus if it does.
Yeah.
And then smoke will drift them around. And then turn 2, Vet Cat will have somebody to go and witness me on, pop himself, get off the pitch. That's my big squishy one gone. And the rinse and repeat of that.
Something I find super interesting across this event and the games we've covered is the mixture of takeouts and goal scoring. It does seem to be super mixed in terms of the approach that's being taken. We haven't seen teams that have gone all in on either so much. It's been very mixed teams.
Yeah, we've not seen any all takeouts or all goals.
No.
It's always had a mix. So, going back to the game, if we had our little sidetrack. Most
Hammer.
of Christian's players are in Daniel's...
Yeah, he's just swamping that ball, and the ball is slap bang in the middle of a lot of them.
Yeah. But it just means that there's no way to escape for the ball or for the players.
I'm going to get that ball, and I'm going to score my second goal after my fourth shot.
Third goal.
He's only scored. That's his first goal he scored.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, he's only scored one.
No, he scored 2.
His first shot attempt, he got the takeout, went for a shot, missed, and then he went for the snapshot and missed.
Yeah.
The third shot went in, and he hasn't had the fourth yet. So this would be his second goal in 4th shots.
Chat, is this the third? Would this be the 4th or the 3rd shot?
This will be the 4th shot. He just had the 3rd when it went in, because I said 3rd time lucky.
So he scored 6 VPs through takeouts? So he scored 6 VPs through takeouts then?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
I think.
What game have I been watching?
I could be wrong. Now I'm lost.
He has scored 2 goals.
He has scored 2 goals. When did the first one happen? Who scored it?
Probably Hammer.
I'm lost now. I know he's missed a lot of shots.
Yeah.
Okay,
He has scored
I'm back
2
in
goals.
the room.
He has scored 2 goals, hasn't he?
Okay, Hammer scored 2 goals.
And this will be
We're
his
back.
5th shot going in. So I was right. You said 3rd time lucky in... What? 6th shot? Jesus, how many shots on goal do you want?
Wouldn't this be his 5th?
Yeah, it's his 5th shot. I'm right.
The first.
I'm going to elevate myself. I'd like boxes underneath my chair.
Go ahead.
And I'd like to be raised higher than everyone else in the room for being able to pay attention to this game.
Go ahead. Small monitor, mate. It's harder to remember when you don't have what the player said as it happens to associate to it. You remember what we were saying previously about how some of the models just merge into one? Masons are maybe top of the list.
Yeah. Especially when they're not painted. Like, at least they've got a clear divide between them.
Pretty sure that was a mallet charge, which ended up with 1 success, and I think he took the momentous single down.
Oh, well, I'd take the smash-ins.
And there's a shot from mallet, and that closes the game out.
Very nice.
So, apologies for the somewhat disjointed commentary on that.
Yeah, sorry. This one from my perspective definitely didn't feel like our best work.
No, that one. Unfortunately, it was the final as well. But
yeah.
Turns out this was a first for us. We've never had to commentate a game where the 2 players are non-English speakers and they're speaking in their native language rather than English. It does make that super hard to try and track what's going on.
So much difficult.
Especially when it's a mirror match and all the models look the same.
Yep, for sure. And it's the end of a long, long day.
It is the end of a long, long day. So congratulations to Germany.
Yep.
We knew we were going to be saying that.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Germany. 1 for this one.
Yep.
I know we saw, about 3 minutes ago, I saw Timmy go outside with Alex, who is one of the other German players. So that's a game that's finished, but we don't know the result of it. As far as we're aware, Germany 1 are up 1 with 2 points still to play for. That's it of our coverage of the event.
Yeah, it's been a fantastic weekend. Thank you all for getting along in the chats. It's been made the streams really interesting for us. Always great to speak to you all, and hope everybody who is watching these at home and attended the event had a great time as well. I'm sure they did. Yeah.
Fingers crossed. And obviously, if you like what you've seen, you kind of a bit more confident with the format of how it works. If you don't consider yourself the best player, there's no reason you can't come to a WTC. There's a reason that there's so many spots open for various different teams and nations, and I'm sure they have space to grow.
Yeah.
If you're interested, keep your eye out next year, irrelevant of which nation you play for. Maybe you come from a smaller nation and they didn't want to be represented this year, or no one was willing to take the responsibility. Sign yourself up. You be the guy.
Yep. As one last thing before we go, all these commentaries will be out on our YouTube channel.
Yes.
So please, 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 if you see anybody commenting on Facebook or Twitter saying, "Oh, will the commentaries be on YouTube?" tell them yes, because I'll try my best to do that, but I can't be everywhere at once. So if you guys see it and you say yes, they will be, more people know about it, and we can get ourselves to more of these style of events.
Yep. And that is Christian ending the tournament, conceding less VPs across 5 games. Yeah, he would need to lose 1 game.
Conceded 10 VPs over the entire tournament.
So, I mean, I can't speak for their team, but Christian MVP.
Yep.
Yeah, that's us.
Awesome, guys. We shall see you again. We've not got any plan now until SteamCon, I believe.
We do not.
But if anything pops up, we'll certainly let you all know over on the social media accounts. So, until next time, see you all soon.
And we're off to play some Guildball.